let's do a show. It's the setup, and man, we got another one. No, it's the same one. Um, just doing that thing again. Waves. So it didn't make up. It didn't make it up to where I thought it would last night. But again, I'm not trying to time these. I'm just trying to get levels. And this is the first level I was looking at. I thought Hong Kong would be able to push it through, bring it back, bring price back to the last spot where Hong Kong sold, right here. All right, but they just got it up into here. Looks like New York's gonna give us continuation to the upside. We bounced off the 800 on the 5-minute, perfect. It's following this fractal fairly well, of course, and it looks like here we go. We're gonna take a nice push to the upside. Probably, I'm hopeful we get up into this 25 range. Start chipping away at 30 cents, and fulfill what I was talking about back here. I mean, this is a great move. Yeah, somewhere in the 5-6% range. You would have been able to grab in this, and then if you were playing along. And you happen to be in Europe for another 6%. So anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess what this is about to put in right now? Anybody think it's around 5-6%? I do. RSI is looking really good. So look at the Stokes, built really nice. And even back here, man, wave's making me look really good. Because I know when I talked about this bounce right here, this third bounce, and how it might not get as nice and big a trajectory, kind of didn't, gave itself a double top and fell through. But I didn't get the top with this line. I thought this would be the top of the move. The top of the move is a little later. But regardless, I mean, Stokes did exactly what I thought. I said, hey, if Stokes comes in, hopefully we get a quick reset, a halfway reset. Didn't even go halfway. Went at the 3/4 line almost, just below it. And turned up. So that helped keep price up here. Really nice. Then it rolled over. Finally, Stokes gives the full reset, stays down for a while. And, here you go. Stokes is bouncing up, but RSI is in the red on the 5-minute. So that contains price, holds it down. You just get a little spike here. And that should let you know that this isn't real. This isn't going to be a real move. Because you just don't have alignment with, the Stokes, with the RSI. It's just not playing out properly. It looked like it was going to, but then, you get the fast reset. You didn't hold above the 50 read, and you plunge right back down into the bearish control zone. And it's only on the 5 minutes, so it's not like you have to worry about this thing collapsing to $1 or anything. But that's where you got containment. This is the exact same play. I mean, this thing's going up to at least challenge this purple box to let's call it 250. Let's just call it 250. I think that's an easy trade. Because what do we see? I mean, these guys are just doing it over and over and over again. They give you a nice accumulation zone. They give you plenty of time to accumulate. Once again, there's a couple hours. Couple of hours, and then market maker comes in. I mean, this is really sweet. I gotta be honest. This is really sweet of these guys. Drop in, get to the 800, shake people out. This is what scared people here. Get out of the position, a little too low. Think it's going to collapse down. Trade under the 800, maybe more deep like this, even deeper. These things just tend to give it up pretty quick. What do we get? Just a replay. Hey, we're gonna accumulate. we're going to give a nice fat accumulation zone. That's not that fat. But what a nice little accumulation zone here, right? Stopping candle at the bottom, giving you the the inclination that market maker is looking to reverse price and leave the zone, which he did with aggression. Bang, bang, bang. Rise, retrace, big continuation. So we get it up here after the Hong Kong, right? So they come back up. That's pretty wild. Shortly after, drop it back down to do what? Give you another nice accumulation range. There's not a real strong shakeout here. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you enter in the wrong spot and this wick comes in to test the 200 and you got your stop loss too tight or under, one of these guys, one of these candles right here, yeah, you're just, you're getting ripped out of that trade. So here we go. Market maker makes his presence felt. You get a blue candle here, which can, signal, hey, this move is slowing down. But it was very early in the move. And now it's just blast off. Now I would expect a retrace here. Come into the fifth. Doesn't need to. It looks like they're setting up the New York Brinks. What time is it? It's a little early. 15 more minutes. But yeah, not really. I think they're positioning. I think they're going to bring this all the way back down, to be honest with you. Bring it back down into the 50. Maybe even the 200 again. It would be really dirty if they just take it right down to right on down to Chinatown to the 800 and then bounce right off of that. But this is all. Let's see what's going on with the broader markets right here. Yeah, the Asian session, it had that nice setup. It was pretty juicy. And look at Bitcoin, giving us some nice candles in the morning, holding this 30K line. It's a line in the sand, guys. 30K. We don't want to break that. We don't want to break it. It's just alts. Alts are going to react far more severely. So if Bitcoin breaks 30, it just wants to trade even off this trend line down here. Get down to like 29 if it did it quick, and this would scare a lot of people. Give you the big Bart. And come on down into this 28. Oh, look who's here. That's Mr. 800. Mr. 800 on the 30-minute, who hasn't been revisited since the 19th. Was today. We could be in store for a little bit of a tappy tap on the 800 from mighty Bitcoin. But is Powell? I think Powell's speaking today. Check his calendar here. He's got this sweet little heat map that I really like now, because then I don't have to go searching around for this stuff. No, Powell speaks tomorrow. 10 a.m. consumer confidence. These numbers rarely move markets much, but could act as a setup to Wednesday. I like that idea. See that, Tim? So looks like price is getting contained. This is Bitcoin. Yeah, price getting contained at its yesterday's high. Sticking on this trend line from these flags that were built. Man, this is aggressive. I like it. I like this stuff. Bitcoin moving like an altcoin right now. Speaking of, let's see what's going on with total and total 3. That's a nice move up. Yeah, this is my theory that we need to see this break. We need to get above. To get everybody getting all excited and their panties in a bunch. No new money's come into this thing yet. Like nothing. Not like pretty much not a red friggin' cent. Not even all this. I don't believe has anything to do with dollars coming in. And why? What time frame is this from? This is how much money came in. That's your difference in U.S. dollars. And the delta of buys and sells that came in to the market. So see what I'm saying? We were already here back in April. This money was already here. These U.S. dollars, because this is the USD chart on Binance, they're already here. So this is why I keep suggesting that total is going to be important, but I don't even know that total is going to be important. I think this right here is really important. In that, if you want to see another goddamn red cent of new money come into there it was. There it was. And you know what they did? They promptly took profits. All right? This is 2021. You know what I mean? This is 2021. So what are we talking about here, right? 50K. So not a dime of new money has entered this market yet. What's happening, John? How you doing? This show's just for you. I'm just kidding, but I am recording it. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Hey, yeah, it's John.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Hey, the Pebble Mine thing is getting reappealed for the 29th.
Pebble Mine. Are you? You're not talking about
Northern NAK, yeah.
NAK? Oh, okay. Let's go take a look. Oh, I was just going over this, John. You'll probably appreciate this. Everybody got their panties in an uproar about, this is it, this is bull run, everything's fucking blah 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 happening. This is the cumulative volume delta indicator that I started using a while back, and I don't know.
In the resistance.
Well, just what this chart represents is the delta between buys and sells, right? So,
right.
And when you look at this at USD, this is BTC to USD, so dollars coming into Bitcoin. I don't give a shit about Tether and Bitcoin, right? Because that Tether money has been here forever. Okay? That's not new money.
These are people entering the on-ramps and off-ramps right here,
This is US motherfucking dollars. This is credit cards or whatever people, the degenerates, do to get their goddamn money in here, right? I don't know if you got people in the car, but I'm a little saucy.
It's all right. I don't really care.
Yeah.
They have to grow up. We're men.
But as you can plainly see when you understand what this chart is, there's not a red cent of new money that has come into this chart. This is June, okay?
Yeah, so there's nothing that's coming since June.
What the fuck are we getting excited about, right? So so we can see from the run up, this is going back to February 2021, right? This is the run up. And what did they do? They promptly took profits, ran it up, promptly took profits, ran it up a tiny bit, promptly took a ton of, this was the capitulation.
Right.
To the lows, right around here. And this was the lows were put in, but this was the capitulation point. And look at it. Unrelenting selling, barely paused. So my point, and this is what I've been trying to stress to Tim, it may be a little lower, but I think it's this, they set it in now, that we got to get above this level on the CVD and this cumulative volume delta here on BTC USD to show that dollars, net dollars, are coming in above this point. Because right now, all this looks like to me is another a liquidity grab, like this back here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see what I'm going to point.
Yeah,
to
I
these
think
two
I
points.
think all this shit right now is going to be a bull trap, and it's black.
And you know what's wild is because Tim Crown fighting a cold and this joint, but it's a rough battle, but these guys, like Tim said, hey, we passed the point where this makes sense, where it's bull trap territory, and it's true. The charts say, hey, you've elevated to, past the point where it makes sense to a bull trap in most metrics. It happened a little too fast. We haven't gotten a good, solid retest of some key levels. But the reality is, this smells dirty to me, and there is, and again, not a single fucking new dollar coming in to push it.
Listen, Carl, you're right, man. And you got to, and I'm telling you, this is all coming to this fucking weekend I've been talking about. I've been talking about this forever. And look at all this shit coming in at one point
Don't hang
in time.
your hat. Don't hang your hat on the weekend. Just don't. I know you like to try to nail the day, but
It's not about nailing the day. It's about nailing the events that are coming into this day. It's not a day. It's not a time thing. It's an event-driven horizon.
yeah, but you keep saying it's the fourth. It's this. It's this. It's this. It's gonna be. It could be around it. You could be a month. You could be 2 months off. But you know what I'm saying? Like you.
Right, but even if I'm a month off, if you're having these liquidity issues coming in from the the changeover from LIBOR to SOFR, and you're having the issue with the Fed Now system, which is really, dude, all these companies out there right now that are bitching about how all these foreign entities are going out away from SWIFT. They're not going away from the U.S. is going away from SWIFT.
Yeah, everything's
These
changing.
foreign
People
entities
don't
don't want.
People don't understand
Yeah.
what's happening. Like we've been talking about this for fucking 2 years.
Yeah, and
Right?
the foreign entities don't want to be on Fed Now is what they don't want to be on.
Yeah, they're trying to build their own system, but like the other thing, like you're gonna see, like China's systems aren't gonna hold up. Okay, they copy shit, they cheat, they don't build well. You know what I'm saying? Like they've got serious fucking problems over there that are about to hit them.
But it isn't just China. You got all these people that don't want to be on this fucking power grab.
Oh no, I understand that, but they're not gonna have a fucking choice, right? Because you know what's gonna happen. Their currencies are gonna fall way faster than the fucking dollar.
Right.
It's fact.
Right.
So I'm telling you, this is what I was listening to the All In podcast. Chamath Palihapitiya sits on like advisory boards for finance in the U.S., right? And he's one of the largest hedge fund guys, around today. Like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's a bright individual and pragmatic.
Yeah, I know who he is.
So he talked about 100-year maturities. Now they had already floated this idea, and the concept is it's like, okay, people go right to, well, what would you pay on interest? Like, what would you accept for 100 years on your money? 100 years, you're gonna lock it up. And his thought was, you could effectively pay zero. You can pay zero interest. 0.1. It doesn't matter. Why? Because you're buying safety. You're buying long-term safety because every single one of these fiat currencies is going to fucking zero.
Right, but then you can buy the same thing in gold, which is what everybody else is doing on the
There's
East.
not enough gold. You're not going to get gold.
Well, what's that
Who's
going to
getting
do?
gold? Who's getting gold? Only the people that already got gold, right?
They're
It's
buying
just
it.
gold.
They're buying it like crazy right now.
Yeah, but there's not enough gold. right? Like, so it
Right, right.
doesn't, like,
So,
you
so when
run
this all
into the
falls
same
apart,
fucking
I can
problem.
see what right. When this all falls apart, this is exactly where my theory came in, where then you move to silver, and then you
Yeah.
move to Bitcoin,
They're going to
right?
have to blow the
That,
caps off of those metals because they're not going to be able to contain them anymore. Like the Morgan
right.
Stanleys of the world will not have enough paper money to contain the onslaught of buying because the jig is up,
Well,
right?
Chase is the one that's up to
Yeah, but you know what I'm
like
saying.
54%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
J.P. Morgan
So when
Chase.
yeah,
But you follow what I'm saying is
so
this has
we're
been
so here's the
artificially
question.
controlled.
Here's the question.
Hmm.
What's the biggest buy right now in that? This is what I'm looking at, not just Northern, but like First Majestic is down in the shitter right now,
Oh,
bro.
hold on, let me see something.
Like they're at like $5, like 50, from down from like $21 last year in the
AG,
high of 30.
they're bouncing
Yeah.
right now. Like right now. Hold on, let's see what's this.
Yep.
The daily AG. You got it's a good bottoming pattern.
I know. Listen. I think
It's
if we
actually
have
low. You gotta wait though.
I know. I think if we have this one big pullback, which I think is going to be driven by a raise in the dollar, like we've talked about, nobody's really paying attention to this whole thing in Europe. The derivatives mess up there.
Yeah, yeah,
Putin
I
being
know
able
all
to
about it, dude.
Putin locking out. Listen, a lot of people I think were holding a lot of hope on this whole insurgency thing that just got squashed in a matter of days.
Yeah.
Right? That just tells you that the war is not going nowhere for the next year, probably. Right? It's going through the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have control over the food. They're going to have control over the energy, and they're going to, and not total control. Like, look, the reality is, there's just as much Russian oil, if not more, is going into Europe right now, but it's sliding through the hands of China and India first. So it's technically not coming from Russia.
Yeah.
So they're going to put this, but if these guys really want to put a squeeze, we'll see. This is winter is going to be the time to know, because they're going to put the squeeze on them this year, which if they're going to do this is the reason why you have Macron making deals with China.
Yeah, but we have enough time. The U.S. has enough time. Like, they turn the spigot on this summer. Full
Right,
on, dude.
But,
full on. And guess what? We're the number one supplier, and we're selling to Europe again.
They're not gonna do that. I don't think it's gonna happen. They could have done that last year too, and they didn't.
Because they had gas sitting out there. They had tons of gas ships. I don't think it was the play for oil last year for the U.S. to do it. Doesn't matter. We sold our reserves. We sold down our strategic reserves to the lowest levels.
Yeah, we got to refill our stuff too.
The fuck you talking about? Yeah, we did. So we did, right?
No, we haven't yet refilled it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we weren't producing at our peak levels, right? And all we have to do is just say, all right, we're going to do it. And this country will outproduce every other fucking country on the face of planet Earth.
I 100% agree, I 100% agree, but he's not, dude. That's why I think that the reason why Biden is sitting there is to let this go down. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but dude, everything he does kind of turns against the way of what would keep the hegemony where it is, right? I mean, he should have been. I mean, he could have shut the whole Russian oil thing down and dropped the oil down and nothing and crushed them last year.
Well, it's because it's the military-industrial complex that's running the play right now, right? It's their playing ground. It's where they're testing all their weapons. They're burning through all their fucking ammo. They're shooting off $250,000 missiles every goddamn fucking day, and saying, "Hey, we need to upgrade these things," you know, and get newer, fucking better, more accurate. And I'm telling you right now, this war is probably the biggest deterrent for China to even attempt fucking around in Taiwan. Because
bro, did you hear
they are witnessing? No,
did you hear what happened last week with Blinken?
What?
He said that we're not going to defend Taiwan and we do not support a free Taiwan.
All right.
He said that. Those are the words out of his mouth after visiting China.
That's fine. We probably don't have to send a fucking single aircraft carrier over there. All we need to do is arm them. Arm them with the weaponry that you're witnessing, because we don't even have to put our shit at risk anymore.
He literally said we support the one China policy. We understand it. Yeah.
I think it's
we do
just
not
talk.
free Taiwan.
Honestly, I think it's talk just to get everything back in line again. But if they got aggressive with Taiwan, it would be the biggest mistake they ever made. Like, because they don't like.
They're not going to have to get. I don't think they're going to have to get aggressive. I think Taiwan is going to slide in with them.
Probably.
I know it
like,
sounds
because
crazy.
once it won't matter. Once Chips Act, dude. We'll be
Right.
building those chips over here and way better fucking facilities
Hey,
at higher
agreed.
quality, all brand new with better fucking technicians. I'm sorry, it's just how it is,
100%
man.
agree, dude. 100% agree. But it's not how it's going to be sold on TV, dude. It's going
No,
to
I
be
know.
sold as and that's what the big thing we drive. Like it gets back to us where we're talking about making stuff here again.
But there you go.
Right?
That's the move. This is what they're
That's the
conceding.
move.
They're saying, hey, you know what, China? Go ahead, take Taiwan. Because we already
Yeah.
pulled out all of the fucking IP, and you can't get it. You can't get it because we own the lithograph machines with fucking the Netherlands or whoever. I forget,
Right.
Germany. Not Germany. I think it's the Netherlands.
I think it's the Netherlands.
Yeah. And so
I always think it's Norway or the Netherlands, but
good luck trying to get your ass in there, all right? Because that's NATO, and you guys are fucked. You're not touching
well, I
that
mean,
facility.
if Europe gets ripped apart in this whole thing, then you just have an East-West split, man.
I don't think
I'm still on the East-West split.
I don't think it's got ripped apart, man. Russia is in fucking shambles. This is ridiculous. So, yeah. Listen, this is the playground these guys wanted to test this weaponry in, and they are flexing hard. They are showing what this bloated military what we paid for.
Do you know what's interesting about our
planet
our
Earth?
Do you know what's interesting about our two different opinions on this?
What?
We end up at the same spot, with the
I know.
exception of the European thing, with what happens in Europe.
It's.
I mean,
yes.
we end up just manufacturing back here.
Yes. It's the smart thing to do.
It is.
Right? Like we need to manufacture here. We're gonna like all these service jobs are gone.
Right.
AI is going to take every single fucking one of them.
Right.
Anything that
I mean-
involves you sitting at a desk answering a phone or pushing a piece of paper around is gone.
Shit, working at
In-
McDonald's.
in a couple. I'd say 5 years, but it could happen in 5 fucking months.
Right.
That's how
Right,
fast.
that's
That's how
Yeah, but-
fast AI
So,
is. People don't understand.
Do you remember? Yeah. So do you remember what? And I didn't know about AI. And I didn't have the thing. I just had a feeling that there was something built up in the background that was going to be able to. Everybody's like, oh, you always hear, Vic always talks about, oh, it takes 10 years to change things. And
Not
I'm like,
anymore,
dude,
dude.
I don't think so. I think they've
anymore.
been setting this up, and it's going to go
They
fast.
didn't know. No, they didn't know. They didn't know.
I always thought a year to 6 months of pain, like hardcore pain, and then we'd be back off of that.
I saw a thing on the multiplier of it, and what the human brain isn't going to can't wrap its head around it, right? Like Moore's law is what, every 2 years, 2.5 years or something, our microprocessors double. AI is on the pathway of like 10 weeks or something. Every 10 weeks, or every 2.5 weeks, it doubles.
So in the initial introduction of all this stuff to us, people are gonna be like, "Oh, look at all this new technology." But here's the thing, they used to hide stuff for 30 years from us, right?
Yeah,
From military
I
level
know.
on, and now they can't even do that because it's gonna move so fast. Fucking
Well, the
guy.
military shit they do. Oh, look, Waves already did it, man. Fucking dude. Your boy's on the
I don't know that
calls.
we're 30 years ahead even more, right? Even and maybe, but I mean, if you're gonna use AI technology to basically unleash the stuff that's for 30 years behind, supposedly, that's gonna bring that stuff up within a matter of 6 months to a year, right? That's gonna bring all the stuff that's already developed to the forefront.
Oh, yeah, but they got to train it. They got to get it onto those. Hold on. I'm just
But
looking.
the biggest part about it is gonna be building shit, and then you're gonna need the mineral, and
Like
you're
the
gonna need the
high-end-
rare earth,
the
and if you're gonna
high-end,
be right. If
the
everybody
high-end
has the
production
AI
facilities.
tech in their countries, right, you're going to be growing food there. You're going to be having cheap energy, and the biggest, most important thing is going to be what? The commodity to build this stuff.
Yeah, hang on, John. This is a watch waves, guys, because waves, for the piece of crap that it is playing really nice. Really nice accumulation zones. They sit for an hour and then blast off. It just done it how many times in a row? 1, 2, 3. This is the third time.
Are you doing a morning show?
Yeah. I'm doing it till Tim comes on. Tim's on in 15 minutes. All for crypto. But yeah, man, this waves is looking good. It is wavy too. It's swinging. No, it's a great trade. I mean, this is the shit that I was printing money on last year. It was 8% move in an hour and 15 minutes. All right. You know, I'm 10x in those, right? So that's 80 fucking percent. Some of these guys are 20s, 30s, you know? And it just did it again. The exact same move, 6.5%. I said this was going to do about 6%. Did almost 7 on the full move. It's probably going to do it again right now. It just did. What did it just do? It just did 4.25%. So it's probably going to come in with a second pump and finish right where my box is, 225, which I've been calling for, at another 6%. Man, this thing is a money printer.
All right, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I got somebody in the car.
See you, John. I'll check in on Pepe.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Isn't there someone talking today?
No. It's tomorrow. Consumer confidence numbers today. That's it. And then Jay Powell speaks tomorrow. So this could all just be, you know, this has nothing to do with that shit. This thing is moving. Otto told me that, like in Ukraine or in Russia or wherever over there, this is a Russian coin, and they're like using it as like currency or something. Because
really,
like this all of a sudden started getting hot. Not that I don't know that they're using it as currency, or it's just like the the locals there are just exploiting the fact that they can move it. I don't know, because it is a defunct stable coin. they pegged from the dollar. It's their stable coin USDN is trading at 5 fucking cents. Okay, it's supposed to be at $1.
yeah.
And that's what this is the whole purpose of the Waves business. Okay, so they haven't pivoted. They're not doing Web3. No announcements like that. So all of a sudden, this thing just ripped 89% to the upside the other day.
It's insane.
This is the small move, dude. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, look, it's not done. Are you kidding me? And that's not even the full move. Like, this thing was dying. 95%.
When was that?
Oh, that's not even it. Holy crap. This isn't that long ago, because this is a 3-minute chart. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, here you go. Here's better. On the 10-minute Saturday, June 10th. Looks like they had a nice scam wick down. And from there, it's 140%. June 10th. 2.5 weeks ago.
That's bizarre.
And their stable coin is still at 5 cents, man. Like, and I told somebody was, I remember somebody was shorting this, because I have these are what these lines are, because I used to trade this fucking thing. And I told them, I was like, because they were like, it's going to 0. And I'm like, maybe. But I bet you a lot of money, it's probably going to come back up to $2 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be significant runs to the upside. You can't just set it and forget it yet, And I know these lines are here because they were in this region, saying that. And thinking it was over for it, because it seemed like it. Like, stable coins, like, this was after Doquan went down. I thought all stables, that was a strategy I took, was like short stables. It's easy fucking play. All of them got crushed. And I mean, the market got crushed too, but they really suffered, further, faster, They were first movers to the downside, aggressively. But look at waves, even pop right back up to 211, so wiped a whole bunch of people out. But I picked up on it yesterday when I started looking at it after this monstrous move, because I could see it just it cleared everything out. It just obliterated everything here. So, this thing's going to get ready to be up at $230. It'll be back up here, challenging $3 if it can stay, in this posture, man.
Are you trying to hit a short on it?
At the moment, I was still longing because I'm looking for this. I would look to take shorts somewhere in the 290. You see where I'm at?
Yeah.
Right up here. See this? This is why. You're gonna get shut down right here. It hasn't attempted yet, and every time. So if you look back, every time it's attempted, like the first shot at one of these, areas of interest, these imbalances, right? It usually gets put down. It hasn't hit it yet, but it's getting close. So my expectation would be to get in here and either trade for a bit. It's got to sit. It's got to sit up on top of this green bar. It should rip right through this purple range. This is my point. That's why I drew this, because this range right here, it should just rip straight through it. Get up here to the M4 and trade. This is yesterday's high, psychological low. All right. Yeah. So and from the principle of these M formations, when price really wants to get out of the range, M5, it'll move too.
What do you think about Pepe?
That was cool, man. I can see why you like it. And it feels comfortable enough. I really like it because it's the most talked about meme coin. Like, that's great. That's what you want. Like, because this thing could just and it's so quote unquote cheap, right? The degens will be all over it. Everybody who wants to become a millionaire overnight, they'll be looking at it.
Think it's worth trying to find a short on this thing?
I think so. Yeah, look at the 30 right now. Craig just did it. It would be, be careful. Hold on. There's the 5. No, Stokes is down. It's curling up. It's holding. No, I wouldn't touch it yet. I wouldn't touch shorts yet. It's because I think the market's moving up. I think the market's moving up in general. Oh, where's Bitcoin? Let me see the 5. It's too low.
I mean, looks like on the 15-minute it's gonna start coming back down.
Bitcoin or?
No, Pepe.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Pepe enough, but let me get back on it. I did get a chart on there. Some lines, yeah. This is where I thought it was gonna go. If it failed at the 50, but we're sitting up on, nothing's crossed yet, right? This is your fastest ones. This is your 5, your 10, 13, and 21. So you're going to have a 5 over 10 on the 30-minute. Let's see if it's doing it on the 15. Just starting to do it on the 15. Now, I haven't back-tested this, but you can see, look what it did here. That little tap didn't stop price. Mm-hmm. So on the principle of what's going on here is super bullish. Like, what I would have to see is at least cross this next yellow. This is the 5 over 13, right? Because it didn't actually cross when you get in there. The 5 over 13, the 5 over 10 did, but that's meaningless. So you have to be careful because this thing's bouncing on the EMA cloud. It's really aggressive, man. Really aggressive, and because of its the meme-ness, right, you could just get caught in a buzzsaw. You could just get caught in a buzzsaw to the upside, but it's not a bad short to take, right? Because I think you're right. I think half this gets recovered. This candle right now is probably the play, but it's got to break, and it's only 1.6%. Like, so what are you really going for? Is it worth the risk? Because this is what you're, 3.8% candle on the 5 minute. Like that's what you're up against, right? Because this is the so if I'm a betting man, like, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, odds are we're going to flag again, right? Look at RSI on the 15th, by the way. You're curling up at the green. It's a long, in my opinion. It's a long. Look at this. Once this busts above EMA over the RSI, look, Stokes are down. This is all going to cross up at just the right time. We're in the U.S. Brinks. So what they did, so they did this with other coins too. They ran it early, right? They induced traders at the highest point at the chart at this time to go long. At what time? I don't know. It's hours before the U.S. market opened. That's the setup. They come back in. They know there's interest to the upside. They drive it. They don't even go that hard. Probably didn't have enough because these people got smoked, all right, and ran for the hills. And then just, drop price. Where do they bring it to? Perfect. I mean, this is textbook. Bounce off the 50. All we have to do is watch this cross up. These cross up, I know, dollars to donuts, they're pushing this straight through the Brinks, at least through the Brinks box. The ideal spot is to attack this psychological high. Whether they stick with it or not, I don't know what the plan is, but this smells of a retrace right up here, or stacking another flag on here, or giving the appearance of, to do nothing more than drop, but that doesn't look like a pattern.
It could come down to
Here it is.
16.
Yeah.
16.
So here you go. Here's like
15.9. That's that last peak, isn't it? Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So see how it's
Or
aggressive, bouncing off. So this could be just a bounce off the 50. You got to pay attention to it though. This is why I talked about this in one of my other videos about like near. This is like the soup. It gets trapped in here if the candles don't close well. You know what I mean? If it doesn't get out of here with aggression, so it's doing okay. This isn't bad, but now it's got to perform. Daily opens, is it here? 2 minutes. So this is going to be a 2 minute candle closure right there.
If you zoom out, you can stay on the 5 minute.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that candle that you're pointing out, the big vector candle, the green one. That's the breakout from this downtrend on the lower time frame. So it's gonna come back and retest it, and that's around that 15.9 area.
15.9, 16.9.
15.9.
Where? Oh, when you mean it comes down? Oh, yeah. And what'll happen is the 200 EMA is going to sneak in right there and be your support as it comes through, or the 89. Look at it on the 5.
What is that one? Is that one indicator that you're looking at, or is it many?
Oh, you get most of this. This is the trader's reality indicator with the EMA cloud, the vector candles, all that shit. Yeah, trader's reality.
What's it called?
And,
It's just called Trader's Reality?
Yeah,
no,
just put
Trader's Reality main.
Watch. So you could set it up differently. If you don't want the vector candles, like you could split it out, is what they did. If you want the whole suite of things, let me show you. You see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have them. I use both of them because I started splitting them out. So PVSRA volume suite. This is these candles.
I have that one. I have that one on.
Yep. So you may just want then a vector candle
I want the cloud. I want the cloud and the EMAs.
Oh, the cloud and the EMAs is, hold on, just main. Trader's Reality main.
Main, okay.
And you'll get all that shit. Because it sounds like you have all the other, because do you use the...
I just use the volume. I like the volume one.
But
I don't need the volume one on the chart. I just like, I don't need the candles colored on the chart. I just like the volume.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. But I mean the vector candle zones, these highlighted areas. Do you use these at all? Because these are
No.
really helpful. Because these, I mean, these really identify like liquidity spots. Like when you trade on Bitcoin and you start looking at these and you look at like high block or the book map, you'll see that these are where liquidity sits, right? Because these are imbalances in the chart. Price moved through here too fast, right? So then orders then start to stack in here as price comes in. You'll see that then there's liquidation points in here, you know? So these are, I mean, very useful for me. Like that's why it's really, I can identify these spots relatively quick and know that, okay, price moved fast from here. There's probably a high volume area in this place. You know, there I got to get a horizontal in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we got the 13. Damn, there's a
And you
There's
can
a lot
change all
going
that
on
stuff.
here.
You can change all that stuff too. You can, so here, let me show you. Because you don't need them all, right? You could just take them off. If you don't want the 5 and the 13, you could just use the 50 and the 200 or the 200 and the 800. Just uncheck them. You know, if you don't want the bars colored, you just uncheck it and it takes the colors away. If you want to get rid of, so the boxes are all the opens of the markets. So I don't know if you have all that because this might be the full one.
Yeah, it's on by default.
Yeah, you should be able to shut all that stuff off, all of it. Actually, let me go to a different one because I think this is the full version.
Bounced right off yesterday's high.
All right, this is the split up one.
And what were you saying? You need to see a cross on the...
On what? Pepe?
Yeah, no, what were the EMAs you were saying? The 5 and the 50?
Oh no! It's just at least the 5 over the 13 to start it up, but
The 5 on the 13.
yeah, but you want to see 10 over 21 really on this guy, and it's not going to do it. Look at it. I want to see how it reacts in this. So if price can get up, it's being hammered down. It's being hammered down. Yeah, it's still a 50.
Yeah, it got rejected trying to get back into that trend up there, right?
Yeah, like I said, this is only the 5 minute, and like just sort of talking about what's the downs like. You know, at that, well, I think it's only going to come into here, about 1.25%, maybe here 1.8. Right? That's what I was saying is it worth it to try and take that short right now when this thing can just go explode to the upside if it wants to. You know, because it's still bouncing off this 50. It hasn't cut through it yet. As much because look, big candle, stop. That's what I see right now in the 5. You know, I don't really use the 1 much on this stuff. But see on the 1, look.
They like to rip it down. They like to, after they run it up overnight, rip it down and then go right back up. It's a very common play.
Well, on the
or not come back up.
Right, take it. But look at it on the 1, right? It's gonna move. It's going one way or the other. I'm just saying it's a 50-50 right now. I can't tell.
I think a pretty safe long is...
I can't tell. So for me, this looks like, all right, Stokes is reset. Oh yeah, this is arcing up, man. All it has to do is hold right here. Stokes is resetting on this 1 minute. Let's see what it's doing on the 5. Yeah, it held. Look at it. Look at the 5. It's holding on the 50 read. Perfect. Dude, this is a long. I would go long. Your Stokes, all it has to do is start curling up. It just doesn't have to rattle around here too long like this, and you're good. I don't think it is. It's the New York market open. We're going to start moving.
The 15 minutes what's got me.
You know
The 15-minute RSI.
What? Doesn't look good?
Yeah, the 15-minute RSI is what's got me.
That's not bad.
No, not that one. The bottom one on yours. The bottom one on yours.
The bottom one? Oh, yeah. Okay. Still up high. Why? What's wrong with that? It's actually angling up. You just bust through.
Could,
I mean,
yeah.
It bounced way before the 50. 50 read. I mean, it looks like it'll hold that with the Stokes in the way the Stokes is positioned, right? So yeah, Stokes curling up right now in the 5. This is going to get a push.
Yeah, this thing could
Nice.
blow.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was worried about. There it goes. Look, look. Done.
It's right at yesterday's high. See if
Done.
it breaks yesterday's high.
Yep. It already did. Already did. Already did. Watch. Now you're gonna. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast.
There's an entry here coming up or what?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I would have entered already. I told you. Once I saw that Stokes in the 5 bottomed out. Reset. All it had to do is curl up and not rattle around here. Still got to get out of here, but with the New York market open, I think it's going to take it up.
It's gonna have trouble at 16.65.
Oh yeah, I don't give a yeah, probably, but 10x, 30 fucking percent, or like a 25%.
What's total 3 doing? That's probably what we should be looking at, honestly.
But hold on, this could turn on you. This could turn on you right here. It's right at the 50.
Yeah, I'm not entering anything. I'm gonna wait.
These guys are pros. I'm telling you. I really like how this stuff is trading lately. It is tight. It is tight. Oh, Tim's live. I'm gonna go up with Tim.
All right.
All right.